Hey there, everyone. It's Denise Salcedo, and standing with me right now is Arshak Dadourian, who is going to be making his Up Next fighting debut at UNF 8. Arshak, I want to first off ask you, talk to us about your journey in MMA. How long have you been in the sport?
I'm pretty new to the sport. Only been training MMA, competing for about 3 years now. I've been wrestling a long time before that, so it really helped transition very easily. It gave me a lot of confidence, and I just picked up the sport very fast and excelled pretty quickly.
I like that. I like how confident you are. You're like, I excelled very quickly in this. But you mentioned doing wrestling. How did you decide, like, hey, I want to maybe do a little bit more and actually get into the cage? How did you decide to make that transition from wrestling into MMA?
Well, I loved wrestling, but wrestling's only one sport, and it could get pretty boring after a while. It's really tedious. It's very hard. MMA has a lot more things you could train. You're always doing something different every day. You're kickboxing one day, you're doing jiu-jitsu another day, you're wrestling another day. Everything's different. It always keeps you on your feet. You feel great, and it's always changing, so you're always excited.
How has your wrestling background, do you feel, made you an even stronger fighter?
It made me a stronger fighter because the better wrestler is always the one who's in control of the fight. So if I'm ever not comfortable on my feet, I'm always very confident that I could take the fight to the ground where I'm a lot more comfortable. And then I'm trained by the legendary Gokor Chivichyan, so once I'm on the ground, I'm very confident.
So 3 years now doing MMA. Talk to us about what kind of fighter you are. Obviously, we know your strengths in wrestling, but I know you also do kickboxing and a bunch of other stuff. But 3 years, what's your record like, and what kind of fighter are you?
I'm currently 2-1. Although, like I said, I am a wrestler by background. I do love to stand on my feet and kickbox with my opponents. That's just where I find like I have the most fun.
And with Up Next Fighting, how did you get in contact with UNF? Like, what was it like? How did you get about getting booked on the show and getting a fight on the show?
I'm Armenian. Our boy George, the promoter, is Armenian as well. It was very easy to make that connection because I'm my coaches, like I said, Gokor Chivichyan and David Roberts, both uh, guys who are very big here in the UNF world.
That's really awesome. I love that. And shout out to George. All right. So, if you were to get a victory here at Up Next, what would that mean to you?
It'd mean a lot to me because it'll put me back in the win column after I took a loss in my last fight. But losses don't define who you are. It's how you come back from them.
Awesome. And my last question to you is we want the viewers to get to know you a little bit. When you're not training, when you're not, fighting, what is it that you do in your spare time?
Well, I don't have a lot of spare time. I'm a full-time student at UCLA, so I live down there on campus. So whenever I'm not training, I like to hang out with all my friends.
What do you study?
I study political science on track to become a lawyer.
Oh, I love that. So, lawyer, soon to be lawyer, and also MMA fighter.
Gotta represent myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm curious about that. Is there one side that you feel you're going to pursue more?
Oh, I love fighting. I'm just in school, to be honest, keep my parents happy, let me keep doing this, but fighting's what my life is.
Awesome. Alrighty, Arshak. It was so nice to chat with you, and good luck at UNF 8.